Hey everyone, Xterra here, happy to welcome you to an epic bargain of blood. This is the initial quest in the Sentinels of Stormreach adventure pack. Hopefully I'll be able to walk you through a quick, easy way to complete this on Epic. As you can see, we've got a caster, Zorit, he's wizard. We've got two bards, both of them war enchanters, kind of doubling up on that, but you know, it's an easy quest, so it doesn't really matter too much what we bring. We got a favorite soul, we got a fighter, and we have myself as a rogue. There are a couple of traps in here, but they're really easily avoidable, and I'll talk you through that when we get to it. For now, we're just buffing up and getting ready to go. Bargain of Blood is a very straightforward quest. You don't do a whole lot of mob skipping. There is a way you can do it where you run through invis and you hit levers and then you re-invis directly afterwards and you keep running. I've never seen it pulled off successfully. It's possible that it's a great way to get it done very quickly. We're going to tackle this just a straightforward way, handle it one pack at a time, hold them, Dream Spitter, kill, and continue in that fashion. Looks like we're all buffed up here, and we're getting ready to go. As you can see, there's a kobold and the customer up ahead, and as soon as we approach the kobold, he'll go running off in the opposite direction.
Off the instant you approach. It looks like the blood tide is expecting your arrival.
He is unfortunately untargetable at the moment. As you can see there, that gate's closed, and I immediately hit the lever up above it with a throwing weapon. There are about 3 gates in here that will close on you that you need to hit a lever in that fashion for. Anyone can do it with any throwing weapon. Just when it closes, get a throwing weapon out, look at it, and throw it. Just like any lever in that manner. And see here, we're tackling the first group of mobs, getting some holds on them, and then killing them, and we're moving forward. Bargain of Blood isn't a very mob-dense quest, so there's maybe 30 or 40 kills in the whole thing. So here's the second gate. It will close. There's the lever up there. I'm trying to throw my weapon at it, but of course I'm targeted on something else, so it keeps throwing down low. Get it targeted, and get a weapon on it, and the gate is open. So Reed's using Mass Hold. This is a very typical epic strategy. Get some mobs together, mass hold them, they're in auto crit status, and they die very quickly. Both crowd control and damage amplification. It's a very, very handy spell. I think our wizard in this case is enchantment spec archmage, so he's hitting maybe a 40 DC on that, so he's going to land it a lot. But even if you have a 32 DC or a 33 DC, you'll still land it a lot on epic mobs. Maybe not on casters, but certainly on pirates and archers.
A group of murderous pirates attack.
As you can see, we just cleared out all the pirates out front. We ran through the door and made a direct beeline to go up this ladder. Pull the lever that's on top of here, and then jump over to the tent on this side, and we can avoid spawning a couple of extra mobs that are off to the left of the room. If you miss this jump, obviously, as you can see, you can also climb up that roof. Here we have our first caster. As always in an epic, caster is the first to be targeted. Even though there are other held mobs that are very tempting, you'll still want to stay on the casters as they do things like throw 450 point disintegrates, like that little green ray right there. Although some people can live through a 450 point disintegrate, there are many who cannot. After we kill this last pirate, we're gonna continue on to the left. There's another gate to go through. We'll climb up the ladder. As soon as you go through this gate area, it spawns a creeper up on top of the ladder and a couple more pirates from behind. So we'll get this guy up here and then turn around and get those ones that are downstairs. There's a lever up here that you need to pull to open the gate that's across the bridge.
The soft lights and well-dressed shoppers suggest that this part of the bazaar caters to the well-to-do.
Couple of held mobs. As always, as soon as you show up to a held mob with a dream spitter, he will immediately break out of it. That's Murphy's Law of DDO. As you can see down there, there's a first mate. He's a red-named Minotaur, and he just charged directly up an unscalable hill. He will always charge up that hill, so you just should count on fighting him. It might take him a couple of tries, but eventually he will make it up that hill and over the fence, and you'll end up fighting him, even though you're, on a completely separate level. He's got a pretty high AC, but he's a Minotaur, so his attack pattern is really slow. All in all, first mates aren't that bad. You'll fight first mates in every Sentinels of Stormreach instance. Destruction and improved destruction help a great deal against high AC mobs and epics. As you can see, I switched out my offhand for an improved destruction weapon. And there's often someone with a destruction. They do stack, each providing a -4 to the AC. So now we're at the one and only rest shrine in Bargain of Blood. Our SP levels are pretty high, so we're going to go ahead and clear forward a bit before we come back and use it. Generally, you want to pull mobs back into this area. It's a fairly safe area to be fighting. We didn't do that with this next group of mobs, and we ended up pulling a couple of extra ones because of it. You can see there's a sorcerer there. Sorcerers are all female drow and robe. They cast a lot of fun spells that you don't want them to be casting, so just take care of them first. There's a horrid wilting, for instance. As you can see, she ran away from us and got out on here, and we pulled an extra pack of mobs from downstairs, and as they charge us, they pull another couple of extra mobs, and we end up with a pretty big fight here that could have been avoided if we just pulled them back towards the shrine instead of running out to fight them. Another mob breaking out of hold as soon as I show up with a dream spitter. Typical. That sorcerer from downstairs finally showed up. Get on her. Trying to get a blind on her with my Radiance 2 weapon, but of course it won't crit. 17 to 20 crit range, but never when you need it. Well, the real beauty with Dream Spitter, if you don't know, is that when a mob is held, they're in autocrit status, and so it activates Dream Spitter's life-stealing effect, which is 1 to 3 negative levels. When you drain levels off of a mob, it lowers their saves, so when a mob is held and you hit it with a Dream Spitter, you drain its levels and keep it held longer, which lets you drain more levels. It's a really beautiful cycle. So now we've cleared most of that room and everything we need to up until the next section, which is the last section. We're going to go ahead and rest up and get everyone buffed up and ready to go.